The RX-78 1N Gundam Local Type North American Type is a middle-of-the-road bog standard high grade. It does absolutely nothing new, does absolutely nothing wrong. Literally, this right here is a kit we've seen before because it is just a recolor of 2016's Gundam Local Type. However, even after saying all of that it's bog standard, it's average, it does nothing new, somehow and for some reason I absolutely adore this kit. Sure, it's pretty basic, but it's solid as a rock, and for someone who's not a big fan of brown or orange, somehow those colors work so well. But it is something to hold us off until they eventually, at least I hope it's eventually, release a high grade version of the origin version of RX-78 too. But like I said, it's basic, I love it, and here's why. So there is the RX-78 1N Gundam Local Type North American Type out of the box, snapped together with absolutely minimum effort. Well, a little bit more than minimum effort, as I did put on some of the stickers, but not all of them. But as you can see, this is a straight up palette swap of the Gundam Local Type we've seen already. This one, however, is sporting those absolutely awesome RX-78 1 style colors. And when those colors are thrown onto a Gundam with the origin style proportions, they look absolutely phenomenal. Even though the manual says this is a black mobile suit, the plastic used here is a very dark brown, which looks better than just straight up black. That brown also looks really great with the varying shades of orange in there as well. Altogether, this looks pretty cool. And all in all, that color scheme really does have this 70s vibe, which I think is absolutely perfect for a Gundam that's meant to be built from the parts of the precursor of the original Gundam, which essentially was from the 70s. And one thing about this kit I think is really damn cool is that visor there made out of clear red plastic. As you can see in there, the standard eyes with the foil sticker are in behind that. That part just clips over it, and all in all, that looks cool. This kit does come with an absolutely colossal amount of sticker style decals. I did the bare minimum here. I only used, I would say, about 20% of these, because without them it does feel really bare. The decals on there make the absolute difference between plain and looking cool. Of course, when just applied like this without any mark set or anything like that, they do stand out a little bit. This guy down here is always moving around on me whenever I touch it, just like that. So of course, if you do have the skills to just pull this off with paint, you'd be better off. Either that or invest in some mark setter. I do highly recommend using them all if you have the spare time, because they do look really cool. Make sure to put that extra effort in there, mark setter, top coat, etc., to make them look perfect. As for the articulation on here, what we get is basically what I feel is the baseline articulation for a good Gunpla. It's not fantastic in any way, but definitely doesn't disappoint. So first off, there's the head all the way up and all the way down, so we've got a hinge joint in there and a ball joint at the neck, and of course that can spin all the way around. There is the arm all the way up, shoulder armor moves ever so slightly, the arm can go all the way around like so, rotation in there at the upper arm, the bend at the elbow, pretty damn good, and that wrist is your standard ball and socket. As for around at the backpack, this thing can move around, but I'm not sure if that is intentional or just loose. I think it's just loose. Got a ball and socket at these verniers here, and this one down here. The shoulder cannon has two joints, one here and one here, so that can rotate around at this point, as well as move around at this point to fold it over the shoulder. The torso here is your old school Gundam style, where it doesn't really do much at all, but it does seem to pull out ever so slightly down here, which gives it a bit of forward, a bit more even to the back, as well as some side to side there, but again, not a lot. Does that rotate? Not really, a little bit. And as you can see, that sticker is now gone. Back here it seems. Oh well. Front skirting armor flips up, side skirting armor ever so slightly up and down, as well as rotation to the back and the front, not a whole lot. And nothing back here at the butt flap. And am I the only one that thinks this whole section here on the old school Gundams looks like a nappy, like a diaper? Because once I seen it looking like that, I can never see it as anything else. Just constantly, especially from the back, looks like a nappy. Anyway, there is the leg all the way up to the front, all the way to the back, not much at all. The hips rock back and forth in there, splits, rotation at the upper thigh, bend at the knee. There is the ankle all the way down, all the way up. We seem to have a ball up here, and there's a polycap joint in there as well for a little bit there. Besides that, you're not going to get much rotation out of that, and some very basic side-to-side pivot. So basically, like I said, this is pretty much your basic high-grade articulation right here. Again, it's not fantastic, but by no means awful. So there's the Gundam Local Type North American Type with everything that it comes with. First off, I will point out that it does come with this right here, which is the standard Local Types backpack, but in this Gundam's colors. This isn't actually an official part of this kit, this is considered junk. But as you can see, that can pop on there just like that, so it is a usable thing. So that's extra. As for weapons, we get two beam sabers. Well, technically 3, but we only get 2 beam effects, so you can only use 2 at a time. These can also be mounted on the back of the forearm, which is pretty damn cool. I have to say, personally, I'm a big fan of beam sabers that don't have to be held in the hands. That looks really cool. Of course, you can pull out the beams and just leave them there for storage. Next up then is the machine gun, and as for moving parts, this little part here can flip back like that. We also get one right hand for holding that. Magic! Almost forgot this handle here that can move forward like that as well, so forward and back. As for the shield, that comes in 2 colors, dark brown as well as that lighter brown. This also has a bipod around here on the back which pops out like that, so the shield can stand up on its own, and that attaches onto the back of the arm where the beam sabers were. So when you're attaching this, the beam sabers can be stored down here just like that. And of course, once again, you can stick the beams in there like that, which looks absolutely awesome. Finally in here then we've got some options for the backpack. So on removing the cannon, we do have another beam saber holding part here, so you can pop another beam saber in there, but you still only get 3 beam saber handles, so that means one will always either have to be not equipped or left on the back of the shield like that. Next up then we have this small little adapter here which pops in as well, and that is for storing the machine gun. And then we have this larger adapter, and that one then is for storing the shield. And yes, I know that little V is still there, I just couldn't be arsed taking it off. So that is it for the review. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, then leave a like, and of course, make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews. See you next time. Oh shit, when did that orange piece disappear off its head? Oh wait, I found it.